Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the ORA News broadcast for our daily English news edition. I am Daniel Cook, your host, presenting a translated version of today's top news stories as prepared by the ORA News journalists. The U.S. Ambassador Donald Liu has made an appeal to the Albanian government to be careful with its distribution of funds in order to avoid creating divisions between the left and right-wing municipalities. Speaking at the National Conference for Local Government, the U.S. diplomat said that the territorial reform must be implemented as quickly as possible in order to avoid speculation that it was adopted only for the elections. He said, "The government has told us that the territorial reform was adopted in order to improve the public services and to increase the quality of the local administrations, not just to win the elections. We have told the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance to give the local administrations the money and power that they need in order to improve their services," said Mr. Liu. The ambassador also had a message for the new mayors, exhorting them to put the interests of the citizens before their own. He went on, "If you came here with a Mercedes, a BMW, or an Audi, you should think about whether this is how the voters want their money to be used. Wouldn't this money be better used for the collection of garbage or for improving schools or the construction of parks?" Mr. Liu also announced that the U.S. will be giving $12.8 million to assist the local governments. Also present at the activity, Prime Minister Rama responded to some of the ambassador's concerns, saying that the government does not show favoritism to mayors according to their parties. Rama added that the territorial reform is the deepest and most successful that his government has made. Albania's left-wing and right-wing mayors have been showing some positive signs of cooperation, which may bring about the creation of a single association of mayors. An invitation for cooperation was made by the Tirana mayor, Erion Veliaj, and was later supported by the Democratic mayor of Shkodra, Voltana Ademi. Mayor Veliaj made the following statement: "The local government has not escaped from politicization. Now is the time to see whether we have an opportunity to unite the municipality associations and cooperate together. Let's consider joining the two associations. Political convictions divide us, but there are many things that unite us," said Veliaj. The mayor of Shkodra spoke along the same lines. "The mayors need to sit and discuss in order to find the right way and the right platforms together. Let's discuss the issues that concern us. Let's raise our voices together for the interest of the citizens," said Mayor Ademi. For years, the local governments have been influenced by politics and divided into two associations for the left and right-wing mayors. In addition to complaining that the government's methods are too repressive in the operation against informality, business owners are now expressing their difficulties in obtaining cash registers. A group of business owners shared their concerns during a meeting with the Vice Minister of Finance, and they were told that the ministry is negotiating with the company that sells the cash registers in order to resolve the problem. After the meeting, a business rep named Stefan Pinguli made the comment that in order for businesses to be formalized, friendly policies are needed. The Vice Minister of Finance, Irena Beqiraj, stated once again that it is not the government's intention to put pressure on the businesses. She admitted the problem with the cash registers and said that the reason for the long waiting list is the high demand that has been caused by the operation. Beqiraj pacified the business owners by assuring them that there will be no tax increase. She added that the Albanian government is currently discussing the fiscal package and next year's budget with the International Monetary Fund. Because of the high level of bad loans in Albania, the Bank of Albania is introducing the concept of credit profiles for clients. Speaking at the bank's annual conference in cooperation with Oxford, the governor Gent Seko said that the new credit profiles will help the banking system to detect problematic customers. He said, "The problem of non-performing loans will still require time to resolve, but this should not deter us from reviving the lending activity in the country. We will try the new concept of customer credit profiles, which will enable the banks to evaluate the potential of clients who request loans." According to Prime Minister Edi Rama, reducing the level of bad loans will require the strengthening of the business sector in Albania and the way of doing business. He said, "Domestic business is not ready for the challenge of being structured and motivating its lending requirements with credible projects. The level of bad loans has caused the banks to tighten their lending requirements even more, bringing the economy to a standstill. Chairman Lulzim Basha called the Democratic Parliamentary Group together today for a closed-door meeting to discuss their concerns. Ora News sources have learned that the subject of the meeting was the relationship between the local leaders and the central leadership. According to some MPs, the local leaders are being excluded from the decision-making within the party, indicating problems in the function of the party and a lack of coordination. Another concern raised by the experienced MPs of the party was the productivity of the parliamentary group and the lack of periodic meetings to coordinate the actions of the opposition inside and outside the parliament. The former Prime Minister Salih Berisha also spoke at the meeting. He expressed the concern that the MPs and local leaders are not maintaining enough presence in the field to convince the citizens that the Democrats are the better alternative. Berisha asked for greater commitment from the MPs and leaders to win over the public opinion. After the session, both Mr. Basha and Mr. Berisha declined to comment on the meeting to the media, but Salih Berisha did say that the chairman should be the one to speak and give a briefing on the meeting. Next year, Albania may be hosting the Parliamentarian Conference on Intelligence and Security, which was held in the United States this year. The invitation was made by the Assembly Speaker Ilir Meta during a meeting that he had with the Congressman Robert Pittenger. Mr. Pittenger said that he will do everything he can to organize the next forum here in Tirana. The Congressman considers Albania to be an important partner in the fight against terrorism, and he was grateful for Ilir Meta's presence in the conference. The Conference of Intelligence and Security deals with important issues like the fight against terrorism and ISIS, cybernetic threats, and money laundering. Mr. Pittenger made the following comment: "We found a very important partner in Albania and a very good friend. We appreciate your presence here today, and we hope that the next forum in spring can take place in Europe. We will do everything that is possible for this forum to be held in Tirana. We hope that the others will join this initiative and this agenda, but your invitation is very welcome and respected." During his stay in the U.S., Mr. Meta also held a meeting with the leader of the Democrats in Congress, Nancy Pelosi. The two leaders discussed Albania's progress in the reforms and their contribution in NATO, among other things. The Institute for Political Studies has made an analysis of women's participation in the June 21st elections. The Institute found that the municipality of Kukës recorded the highest participation of women at a level of 47%, which is the same as it was 4 years ago. Women's participation in Tirana has decreased down to 44% from the 49% that it was in 2011. There was also a decrease in Korçë, Berat, and Elbasan, and the lowest levels were recorded in Shkodër and Gjirokastra at 35% and 37%. The only municipality that recorded an increase is Durrës, where women's participation rose to 41%. At the presentation of the study, the chairwoman of the Central Election Commission claimed that the leaders of the parties do not want women to participate. The study also analyzed the role of the media in the political debate between women, and the Ora News program, The Unexposed, was listed as the only media program that brought the political debate between women with high profile. Thanks so much once again for choosing us as your source for English news updates. Please join us again tomorrow at the same time. Thanks and good night.